Our bubbler quit working. Pump burn out. They're good. The little pumps for the solar air pumps burn out yearly. Rick bought a 3-pack of little motors and he's just got to change it again. I don't think it takes him very long, but meanwhile, I like this. I like that sound when I'm walking around. The movement of water. This dark colored shed is going to create a microclimate. I could feel the heat coming off of it yesterday when the sun was out. This little side garden is absolutely a success. Just, you know, it's not blooming, but it's, well, it is blooming. Cornflowers are blooming, daisies are blooming. It's starting to bloom. It's a success. This is what I dreamed of it to be when I thought it out. My petunias are starting to bloom. So I'm doing white petunias in the front to break up some of the colors. This is a wintered petunia. It's got some nice size to it. I like it. Before it got hot, I kind of went around all these and flipped the soil around. Flipped it over. It's too much to do anymore. Still hot. I mean, we have a cool day, and I'm thankful for a cool day, but it's, you know, it's summer. It's hot and humid. I don't do my best work when it's hot and humid. Gonna have to do something about this. Smells skunky. I wonder if there's a skunk in there. Or is it this? Catmint's kind of skunky. That smelled like a skunk. Didn't smell like catmint. This is what my neighbor likes. The flowers. It's in full flower. Got that elderberry. No, goji berry. It's huge. Huge and floppy. I got another big blueberry that got bit down to nothing down here. Of course you can't see it because it got bit down to nothing. So I pulled one out that's growing back. I'm going to pull this one out too. Then I've got this one that survived the deer. I had a pokey stick over here for a while. Deer fencing, electric. I think I'm just going to pull them. These were in the garden extra pile. I think they'll go well here. And I'm pulling up a bunch of strawberries too. Also a bad idea. Do the kind of the blue silvery tones in the front instead of the berries. You can see it better on this corner. I noticed when I stick my finger in front of the camera, it does some wonky focus problem. So I need to learn not to do that. These rows of Sharon that I seeded are really slow to come back. And I think they're not going to come back, that they died and then they start sprouting. One on the other side has leaves on it that just started. And it's the same throughout the whole garden, everywhere. Rose of Sharon. I have two types, one that's growing like a tree and one that's growing like a shrub. So the blueberry's still there. It's still hot, really hot. It's not really a good time to move stuff, but it's an okay time to plant. I mean, if I have something in a pot, it's going to do better in the ground. Strawberry relocation program. These are last year's propagations. I have 3, but I put 1 in a pot. I was just thinking when I was overwatering that pot that later I could put it in the middle. And I do have another one of these winter creepers that I could put in the middle in the fall when I finish it. That cottage garden looks so pretty out my kitchen window. Kitchen window's up there. You can see the tops, and it's like mostly the purple coneflowers take up the bulk of the garden, which looks good. Looks like a meadow. That's a good theme, really. A meadowy type garden. I like it. I mean, it's just growing into what it's going to be. This also needs work. Bamboo's doing wonderfully. The elderberry I moved early on and ground thawed. Growing in perfectly. This little sapling came from up north. Rick's into this sort of thing too, and he likes these kind of trees. Kids do a lot of pond stuff, water stuff, dig it up, bring it home, and sometimes it is absolutely gorgeous, and it's always appreciated. I've made a mess out of this little willow garden, moving pots around. Crystal called this a butterfly bush yesterday. And it absolutely does look like a butterfly bush. Hi, Rooster. It's quite a garden. This giant ground cherry. standing up nice. Got all these little balloons. It's usually the last tomato that I harvest. The ground cherries. This tomato's growing out of its cage, and it's at a place in its growth where it might snap. Mosquito buzzing my head. See, the pumpkin's grown up over the fence, and I kind of trained it this way. Uh-oh, I snapped it. Oh, well. Trying to train it. Tomatoes, or the peppers, are coming back nicely now. I just pulled a red chili pepper off of this one. The first ones are growing close to the ground, so I've been pulling them. I had an experience, was it last year or the year before, where I would wait for them to get ripe, and then I'd come to get them and they'd be like half chewed by something. So now I'd like to get them, if they're showing color, I'd like to just grab them and bring them in. Especially the first ones, when you haven't had many peppers out of the garden yet this year. Few though. I pulled some more garlic out of here. Just so that, the more I can pull, the less stuff there is in my way. So that'd be my fourth tomato. Look at this odd color. These are yellow peppers. So I have corn, tomatoes, a sunflower. The ground cherries are volunteers. Ashwagandha. Always kind of looks bug-eaten this time of year. And then later it'll have all new growth on it. I mean, it happens every year, so. And I know now not to be bummy about what it looks like right now. Squash. Did I say squash? Corn, tomatoes, squash, sunflower. There's a pepper in there. Potatoes over there. I have sweet potatoes and a volunteer. I don't know what kind of potato that is, but it was in the greenhouse. last year before I moved it. Sunflower heads. There will be flowers. The beans have reached the top of the netting, and now we're growing up from that. I don't really want them growing up from that. I can't get a bean up there. Another one of my pumpkins growing up the fence. There's a passion flower in here too. Passion flowers, buds on it. I was so bummed when we redid the greenhouse. When we moved it, I had a passion flower growing out of the floor and it had buds on it. And of course, it's not going to survive what we were doing, moving the whole greenhouse and the floor. And I do have another one coming up. And when I was working on the greenhouse, working on the shelves, I broke another one that had come up. But they're coming up to the floor. So it's not like this is any like really good floor that you would live on. It's the kind of floor stuff will find a way through it, including the mice, which I'm trying to stop that. Okay, so I found ashwagandha seeds on one of the plants. I showed it in the last video. I think I still have a picture of the seed. It's a red ball with a bunch of little seeds in it. And they have come up. So this is next year's ashwagandha. I'll winter this batch. What? I was just walking by. I wasn't doing anything. Possessive. Oh, there's the other duck. There's the other duck. Another duck. Doing their morning wander. It's cute. I love having ducks around. I'm playing with configuration again. I think this is my third time moving this around. I wanted to put the table in here. I didn't have a place outside to put the table, the little round table. The table's cool, you could put an umbrella on it. Maybe I won't leave it in here. We do have an extra umbrella. Where could I put an umbrella table? I have so many fans going in here now. There's 3 fans going. There's a big one. There's a little one. And there's another little one on the other side. Medium sized. So I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I know it's hot and this is not the right day to do this. I have little sprouts that need to go in the ground. Onions. I could see them so well with my naked eye. You never know if the camera's picking it up. Okay, that's where we're at right now. I repotted my lemon propagations from a year ago. I can't believe it was last year my lemon tree defoliated and I had to trim it back and repot it. This year it's gorgeous. But the propagations, you know, they've been in the same pot for a year. They needed a bigger pot. Throwing some plants around makes it look like a greenhouse. I think I seen a potato. So I see the camera doesn't. Anyway, I started a bag of potatoes. I've seen someone else doing this. burlap bag potatoes for later season crop. Why not? I had potatoes that I hadn't planted. And if you've seen my vegetable garden, you know I have like no room. There's no room left. Good as turmeric. Doesn't that look great? I was worried about that when they were working on the greenhouse because they were slinging wood and legs and feet, all kinds of things, bricks. Survived. They've uprooted passion flowers. They look really good. I think I did that yesterday or the day before. They look good. Petunias are starting to bloom. As they bloom, I plant them. Looks like I got a purple one. Yesterday I found a white one, and this morning I planted it. Strawberries. They're in a bucket of water. Lots of beans up there. I think I should get a stool and maybe just cut the tops so that they'll grow differently. The lemon tree. See, this is a branch I would want to take off, this lower branch, which is how I end up with propagations. That's the only one I would take off. The rest of them look perfect. Honestly, I don't need any more lemon trees. But for now, the branch can stay, but I can tell by the tree that it's gonna come off. Maybe I could shorten it, which would still, look at that. That's a good piece to propagate. Am I addicted to propagation and multiplying plants? It's a passion, like I'm driven. This is getting ready to spit out a whole bunch of flowers. It's gonna be so pretty, and there's a bunch of them. Like there's just, it's covered with buds. So this tree, my tropical hibiscus, had a really long time. If I needed to trim this tree up, it would need to be done in the spring because when I bring it in for the winter, it's loaded with buds. And it's a pretty good sized tree. I didn't trim it this year. It's going to be a space hog. My favorite space hog. Shrimp plant. Roots. So my first basil propagation, I need to pot it. Basil. I'm going to stick it in a pot and I'm going to get rid of the flower tops. Put it in shade. gonna try these. Boy, look at the roots on that one. Jeez Louise. I did these several times through the year last year. It seems like I always had some basil propagation somewhere that needed to go in the ground. Or, yeah, go in the ground. Filling in gaps in the fall. It got to the point where I was using them for their flowers. They're also, because they smell, they have a nice smell to them. They, you know, there are pests in the yard that don't like the smell. I personally like the smell, but I'm not a pest. I'm a propagation addict. It's hyssop, but it's not anise hyssop. This is lavender, but it's not a common lavender in my state. Starting to find things that grow further south because the garden zones are changing. And there's hot spots. I showed you one that I know is going to be a future microclimate.